This is gonna be super killer, no filler. What's up, team? If you're new, stick around. Okay, bookmarked. All the charts are gonna be linked below. But let me framework this for you. 3 parts. This is how I get better. I guarantee you it'll make you better too. But you gotta put in the work or just put in the practice, but we're gonna have fun making music. So we're gonna do G bar chord to G triad, C bar chord to C triad, D bar chord to D triad, back to G, okay? That's the harmonic component. I'm gonna have charts for each of these, so stick with me, okay? Then we're gonna do a scalar component. Is that a word? So we're gonna do G major, okay? Just on the E, A, D strings. We do C Lydian, okay? Don't let the word Lydian scare you. C Lydian is just a rearranged G major scale, all the same as, and D Mixolydian, okay? Now the booklet I'm gonna have linked below has every single mode in G major, so there's some bonus in there for you, all right? And then part 3 is just gonna be tying all this together. You need to up your musical IQ as far as like the language of music and talk the talk and walk the walk. Okay, here's the first chart. So we're gonna do G major to G triad. On the top left of this chart, I need you to notice, this is part of the language, so a little bit of part 3 wrapped in here. A G major triad is GBD. Okay. Now, we're just doing a guitar practice. This could be your warm-up. I do this every day. I just do different versions of it. So we're going to G bar to G triad, G bar to G triad. Now, real quick, let's just point this out. When you see my thumb wrap over, my arm come up, yes, I'm hitting all the strings, and I'm definitely going to get a few questions that are like, how are you getting that to sound out so cleanly? Well, that is just years and years of practice and a really good muting technique. So if you can't get that, just tighten it up, tighten up your range, and go like this one. G bar, G triad. I put the triad in blue. G, B, D, G, B, D, G, B, D. Now, you have to be musical and use your attack, your framework. And if you want to go backwards, go bar to triad to bar, like this. Triad, bar, okay? Triad, bar. And one more thing I want to point out. In a minute, we're going to ditch the pick. So this is the bookmark part where we're just going through the lesson. I'm giving you the framework. At the end, I'll give you some examples of how to actually make music with this. Because if we're not making music, what's the point, right? All right, unless you just love practicing guitar, which is cool. Hey, whatever your jam is, all right? So there's G bar to G triad. Let's go to the next chart. Boop. All right, let's go to C bar to C triad. Same thing, C bar, C triad, C bar, C triad, C bar, C triad. See my thumb come over? If you want to practice that, arpeggiated. Remember, you got to come up with this stuff on your own, okay? So again, C, G, top left. Now I also did put, I should point out, going back to, I put the 1 chord, I put like the Roman numeral 1. This has Roman numeral 4, right? And then we're going to have Roman numeral 5. This is the 4 chord, okay? IV. And then we're going to have V for the 5 chord, which is D. So let's go to that now. Boom, okay? So here is the D bar to D triad. Now, listen, I always say this. If you're new to this channel, stick around. You guys know what all the buttons to hit and all that stuff. But if you don't have to get everything I present in a lesson. You guys got to understand, when you have a YouTube channel where you teach guitar, you don't know if you're teaching someone that's played for 1 day, 50 years, 5 weeks, 5 years, 20 years, and you don't know how, you just don't know. So I'm trying to give you a lot of information. You take what you can and use it. So if you're a beginner and you can only get 1 bar chord to 1 triad, beautiful. That's great. If it makes you better than you were before this lesson, that's my goal, okay? D bar, D triad, D bar, D triad, D bar, D triad, okay? So D, and then D, F sharp, A, D. Now pay close attention too. When you're playing the bar, you have some notes that repeat, right? You have 3 Ds, you have an F sharp, right? So again, you just have the 3 notes that make up the triad. So here's like a little thing you can do real quick. Let's just get rid of this chart. So do this real quick. G, triad, C, triad, D, triad, and back to G, triad. Okay, so there is your harmonic component, okay? Now let's throw in some scales. And of course, because we're in the key of G, we're gonna keep it relevant to that key. We're not gonna get too crazy. We are gonna do a couple of modes, but fear not, I have you covered. All right, so right here, boom, this chart, G major scale, okay? G, A, B, C, D, E, F sharp, G, and then run it backwards, okay? Okay? Now, really quick, I know we did the harmonic part and we're running the scales, but if you want, do something with the bar chord, G, or the triad, and then the little piece of the scale. actually just took bar chord, triad, and a little piece of the scale, and you're looking at the scale, and you see all the notes in that scale. So how many sharps are in the key of G? Even if here's part 3 in a way. If you just know, oh man, there's 1 sharp in the key of G and it's F sharp, you just make yourself very aware of that. So when you sit down at the instrument, you just have some situational awareness, I call it, then you're a better player already. Okay? So drop me in the comments if you knew that or if you learned that. All right, let's go to the second scale. Whoop, here it is. Now we're skipping over a couple modes. We're going straight to C Lydian. So Lydian is the 4th mode of the major scale. Maybe you just learned that. So I'm kind of wrapping in a little bit of part 3 of this practice here. It's like a combo pack, right? 3-pack, all right? So C Lydian is the 4th mode. So look, C, D, E, F sharp, G, A, B, C. So there's the pattern. You have it on the chart. Practice this. Go forwards and backwards. Okay, so there is C Lydian. Now, same thing I just showed you. We'll loop back to that little harmonic part. Bar chord, triad, run part of the scale. Okay, little tip there. Here's something I'm going to tell you. If you get lost when you're playing one of the scales, let's say you just do what I just did. You just run with that. When you go to the scale, if you get lost or you start to lose your way, try and land on a note. Have like a target note in there, maybe the root or whatever you want it to be, wherever your ear leads you, and just don't drop the rhythm. Rhythm is king. So your rhythm skills, how fast you can tighten your rhythm skills is going to make you a better player in every aspect you're playing. I'm always saying rhythm is king, rhythm is queen. Like there's no doubting that regardless of your genre. If you don't have rhythm, then you just nothing's gonna sound great to you yet, but you'll get it, so stick with me. So here's kind of what I mean. So let's say I'm playing like this and let's say I get lost and I forget part of the scale, okay? But I know this note. Let's say I'm gonna use that as a target note, so I'll just kind of keep hanging out until I find my way out. So watch. Uh-oh, I'm lost. So that's just another little kind of tip I can give you when you're practicing. Always be very aware of how your rhythm's flowing. Flow is everything. All right. Now let's go to the next scale right here, D Mixolydian. Same notes as G major. Maybe that's the musical language you add. Now you just know that C Lydian and D Mixolydian are the exact same notes as G major. It's just a G major scale mixed up, starting from a different point. It's just a flavor. That's it. That's all modes are. That's all this stuff is. Everyone gets so confused. So D Mixolydian, run the. All right, just to remind you one more time, when you grab the little booklet, I put every single mode in the key of G major. So you're gonna have these charts plus bonus modes, but they're all on the E, A, D string. See if you can get that. So push yourself past what I'm even showing you here and go back and watch the video I made a couple days ago that highlights that, okay? So there are your 3 modes. So we got G major, okay? No charts this time. C Lydian, D Mixolydian, okay? Now, let me show you real quick. I did tell you this is the part where you're gonna get rid of the pick. Now, here's a really great thing just for the harmonic part, okay? If you haven't done a lot of finger picking, you need to get this because I promise you, you guys that finger pick, tell me if you agree with this. Let's let the people know. You're gonna have a day or a point you're playing where you're gonna hear someone playing, probably hear like Lindsey Buckingham of Fleetwood Mac, and the only way you're gonna even get close to what you're hearing is by having finger picking. These are essentially 4 picks and a thumb, right? 5 picks, whatever. So let's go to that. Now, I'm not going to show you the charts here. I want you to just listen to me. The charts are linked. You're going to do the exercise. I want you to take that bar chord to the triad. Let's just take the G, okay? What you're going to do is you're going to pick and then flick like this. See, I'm going from bar to triad. Pick, flick. So now you're getting like this really percussive thing going on. Like here, just to kind of give you a compare and contrast with a pick. Totally cool. Okay. Without the pick, different vibe. And if you're very brave and you want to venture out, you could do pick the E and then the A. Like. Just stay on the bar. Pick the E and then the A. Little moving bass bar. Okay, all of this is, listen, when you get better and better at guitar, this is the part people don't talk about a lot, I've noticed, is it's all kinds of little movements that add up that make you have a certain tone, a certain sound in your fingers. It's your muting, it's how you bend strings, it's how your economy of picking, okay? So just keep that in mind. It's guitar's hard. It's really hard. So don't beat yourself up over it. If you're sounding, if a bunch of strings are ringing out here, it's okay. If you want to just arpeggiate it, you do you, okay? And I'll do me. But together, we're all guitar players and we want to help each other. So see if you can run the whole progression. G bar, G triad, C bar, C triad, D bar, D triad, with just fingers and a percussive feel, okay? So this sounds great on an acoustic, okay? So watch, but we're on electric, so. Okay, G, C, bar, triad, C. Hang on each one for a couple bars. Okay, you can get fancy little things like that, like little licks on the triads. You got that. You've got your harmonic part, part one. You've got bar to triads, right? You've got your scalar part. You've got the Ionian, the major scale. Okay, C Lydian. D Mixolydian. Okay, and now you notice how I fingerpick the scales too. I also want you to do that. So you're getting this really well-rounded practice. You're getting a 3-part practice. You're getting harmony, bar chords and triads, right? You're getting scales, okay? Oops, shank. All right, so now your job is to be musical with that and put it all together. Okay, so part 3 here, which we've already kind of been wrapping in, just happens. I want you to, at the very least, know the major scale of G. So G, A, B, C, D, E, F sharp, G. I want you to be super aware that there's one sharp in the key of G. It's the first key with the sharp. There's a certain order we go around. I have a whole playlist on here. I did Music Theory Mondays. Come check those out. But I started out the first 12 keys. The first 12 videos of that are all around the chord wheel, all the sharps and flats, how everything fits together. Just, there's a lot here, but you'll get it, okay? So just get that. And then I just want you to okay? Just when you're playing C Lydian, I just want you to, like, don't overthink it. People, you guys all overthink this stuff. You get so confused by modes. I'm only speaking from what I've seen in the comments of doing this for 2 years now every day. I'm still pretty much, let's say I'm a teenage YouTuber now. Channel's past 17K. We've got amazing people in here. So definitely, you guys, I want your comments. I want your interaction. I love more than anything when you guys respond to each other and help each other out. So C Lydian is just a G major scale from a different starting point. What is that starting point? You were right. You're starting from C. But look, C, D, E, F sharp, G, A, B, C. That's all the same notes of G major. You're just starting from C to D Mixolydian the same way, okay? Now, if you noticed, I ran the scale backwards too. So you can start at D Mixolydian, run it backwards, or whatever. Okay, so let me think of, let's wrap this up real quick. Something you can do musically. Now, you got to come up with your own thing. Maybe you write a little song in here. Why don't we do this? We didn't really do this. This is a cool thing I love to do too. Take the 3 scales, okay? Right, you got G Ionian, C Lydian, D Mixolydian. Instead of throwing a harmonic component in there, why don't we see if we can create like almost like, you know, all a riff is just a series of intervals. Like a riff is just one note followed by another note in a certain order. That's what a riff is, and that's really what a solo is. So intervals are the distance between 2 notes. So instead of strumming 6 notes or triad, 3 notes at the same time, we can just play like a little lick out of each scale or mode. A mode is a scale. Okay, so watch this. Let's start at G. We'll go G, C Lydian, D, Mixolydian. If I shank this, I shank it. Okay, but keep that rhythm going. So. No, you clearly had. You clearly heard. I can't talk today. You clearly heard. I can't say clearly. You clearly heard that I played out of the scales, but I kept the train moving. Okay, so that was kind of that tip I gave you, where if you start to drop the rhythm or lose your way, and then if you really lose your way, this was a tip a pro player gave me back in the day. The guy was amazing. He said, just do something rhythmic, right? So let's say you get lost in a scale. Don't even play a note, but just keep hitting the strings in a rhythmic fashion, okay? So, I lost my way. Oh, there I am. Lost my way again. See, that's all music is. So, I've said enough. But I just want to make you guys better. If you're new, would absolutely love to keep you. If you've been around, love you like always, Team Jellyfish. So grab the charts, grab the bar chord to the triad. I don't want to hear anyone say there's too much in here, because I told you if you can only just do one bar chord to one triad, just do that, okay? And then you guys, tell us how are you using this? What are some things you're doing? I don't know, maybe you're creating funky riffs out of just the triads. I'd love to hear. Let's start some musical discussion on here. Whew. And again, grab the charts, grab the booklet that has all the modes. See if you can learn them all. And if you can't, go back and watch the video I did a few days. But you guys, let's stick with this. Guitar's hard. Keep going, one day at a time. Drop Jellyfish or your favorite sea creature in the comments. Drop where you're watching from. Hit that like button so we can help as many people as possible. See if YouTube tells the truth about the algorithm, but there's really no figuring it out. It's just keep going. That's pretty much it. I think I'm all tapped out here, but you guys tell me what you want me to make. I'll make it for you. See you in the next video. Only you can stop you. You won't stop. Keep going. Peace.